The Caltech-MIT Voting Technology Project has been working for some time to improve elections. We do research, we work with election officials, other academics, voters, and government, as well as even election companies. I'm Ted Selker, and I'm here to talk about election officiation. It's very close to an election, you think? Too late to change anything? Well, actually, one of the most important things in elections is the election workers and the voters. And that happens right on the day of election. So I want people to know what they should do. When to go to the polls, where to go to the polls, what to do at the polls, and how to check everything. Election officials can do a lot. And what we've gotten away from is we've gotten away from these awful punch cards that we had in Broward County causing people to have troubles. We want to get away from the kinds of one person looking at a mess like this that happened in Broward County. And we want to move on to also improve everything from the beginning. Designing the ballots is really critical. The chain of custody for design, checking, and transporting those ballots is critical. In 2020, we already had troubles with those kinds of problems. And certainly, luckily, we are done with the butterfly ballot, where people accidentally voted for Pat Buchanan when they thought they were voting for Al Gore. In any case, poll workers have to practice and coordinate as they learn each part of the process. Here they are standing around an election machine that they're about to learn how to use. And they're going to practice it, they're going to learn it and work on it together. Of course, we don't want to look like we're doing something funny, like putting something in our pocket. It was just a place to keep a key for safekeeping. But as election workers, we want to look and act like we are available and only there to help. On the other hand, when somebody's standing in the middle of the road canvassing, this poll worker was out there helping them to realize they have to go somewhere else. And here's a poll worker trying to stand outside of a polling place station, helping people decide which polling place they should go to. This obviates problems inside the polling place. Certainly, we don't want to have these long lines causing problems. In this case, one entrance for 4 polling places caused a line because one of them was a little bit impacted, and all of them were impacted. So, in New Orleans, we had 50 precincts in one place. What did people do to fix it? They had 8 different poll workers. Here you see 4 of them checking everybody as they came in the big, large doors to make sure they went to the right place. No lines. 50,000 people were registered to vote in that polling place. Well, once we get to the polling place, we have to be able to get inside, and certainly anybody that's stopping that is not doing a good thing. It is illegal in most places to be within 100 feet of the polling place and canvassing. This nation blind should have been closed so we didn't see these people outside canvassing, and this garbage can is to hold canvassing materials so no one gets wandering around and dropping canvassing materials on the ground inside of a polling place. We don't want them in the polling place. And a good reason to use a poll worker to stop the people from canvassing is this SUV was actually canvassing for the mayor who is up for re-election, giving away donuts. Probably that shouldn't be right next to the front door of a polling place. But a policeman who works for him might be a little reluctant to do something about it. Well, when we're setting up all of the stuff to look at when you're going into the polling place, you don't want to put voting materials on a door that might swing open and hit you when you stand on a pad. That's what this was. And if she had a practice, or other people had a practice, she wouldn't have been left putting up signs with Sharpies in a cafeteria for people with disabilities to get through to the polling place. On the day of election, you shouldn't be having to design signage. Signage should go on the outside of polling places as well. Very important to have the sample ballot out here where people can look at it before they're in the midst of all of the confusion inside. Of course, the right place for a sample ballot is in the hands of the voter before they come to the polling place. In fact, I would like, and some places do, have a place to get off to the side, take your League of Women Voters pamphlet or whatever, and go through the ballot in a careful way before you go into the polling booth where you might not know exactly what you want to do. In any case, this signage shows you where disabled people would go. If we could do something about it, it'd be fun to get rid of some of these other signs here to make it a little clearer. And then once we're inside the polling place, the election worker has a very important thing to do at the beginning of the day. That is, write down the beginning of day count on these voting machines. Why is she by herself? She should not be by herself. We need mutual supervision, and we want to make sure that she doesn't have any mistakes with her pencil, of course. And here we are with some voters arriving. And the signage here, well, it wasn't really thought out, so this woman's going to be able to read it. It should be on a billboard. It should be somehow posted so that she can read this material if it's valuable. In any case, we want to give them assistive devices. We want to offer each voter an audio option, magnifier option, or physical help. This woman is trying to lean forward and make sure people know that they are being cared for, and we like that. And what we don't want to do is give the wrong ballot to people. In this case, because people had not practiced using this ballot module programmer, they were giving people provisional ballots. These people had to wait, spoil their ballot, and be able to get new ballots in order to vote for local people. And once we're doing our voting, of course, we don't want mom and grandmom in the polling room at the same time. I've actually heard people arguing in the polling booth themselves. We don't want a lot of assistive activity of any sort. We also probably do not want a policeman acting like a poll worker. He wasn't trained as one. He's taking over for somebody that went to the bathroom. There should be 2 poll workers there, and they should not give up their poll work for somebody else. In most places, policemen are not allowed in polling places because people are a little scared of them sometimes. Hey, if we're in a jam, get a friend. Here's a woman that has a jammed paper trail, and she's looking up on a book how to fix it. I hope that those ballots get into a ballot box. Well, after everybody's voted, we clean up, and it might look chaotic here, but we have 4 people checking this guy's work as he's putting all the ballots into an envelope to go to the election office. And at the election office, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people checking as this ballot module is entered into the database. And here we have all those election ballot modules organized. And here we have people working together to sign things. This is the way to do it. Always have people checking your work. Always be helping each other. And sure enough, here are some people that have been helping this woman wait for her ride. The ride's come. She has the ballot materials. She's about to go and take them to the election office. They've posted their their end of ballot numbers. And the main thing to remember in election officiation is election workers keep votes from being lost. Practice everything. Check everything. Thank you so much from the Caltech-MIT Voting Technology Project for watching.